Hi, I'm Len Costa, and I'm a senior economist at the Federal Housing Finance Agency. We've released a working paper written by me and my co-author, J.J. Nadio, about how residential location affects applications to top public schools, and it's my pleasure to walk you through some highlights. This paper concerns New York City's specialized high schools, commonly called exam schools. They're an interesting case because they're quite difficult to get into, but by law, the only admissions criterion is a standardized exam test score. This makes the application process straightforward, and students have no incentive to hide their true preferences. We set out to answer the question, are students willing to endure long commutes for access to not just good, but exceptional schools? School access is a popular topic, but proximity to schools could be more important. Even if all students could freely pick where to attend high school, would they be willing to travel for it? Many students would say no. If families cannot afford to live near good schools, their children could be shut out of them, even if they are notionally welcome to apply. We matched student-level administrative data from New York City with commuting times and modes from Google's Transit Directions service. Students apply by taking a standardized entrance exam, and they list their preferences for each school. Table 1 is going to show the effective commute time on a student's likelihood of applying to a school. The travel times compare a student who lives 20 minutes away from an identical one who lives 40 minutes away. So, for Stuyvesant, the most prestigious public school in the state, that extra 20 minutes makes you 74% less likely to apply. The negative cross effects indicate that students weigh their alternatives. For instance, a student who lives 20 minutes closer to Brooklyn Tech is 10% less likely to apply to Stuyvesant. Put another way, let's see what happens to a student as we move about the city. How does her probability of applying to each school change? The map in Figure 1 demonstrates how students living at different locations might compare subway commutes when deciding where to apply. The lettered dots are example home locations along the 7 and 2 subway lines, in purple and red respectively. The building icons are Stuyvesant, Bronx Science, and Brooklyn Tech. One might expect students to apply to these highly ranked schools even if they are located far away because of the prestige. In this example, though, a student is about 3 times more likely to apply to Stuyvesant if she lives at point F as opposed to the farther away point B. Both points are close to subway stations on the 2 line, but the travel time is a major deterrent. We can perform a similar exercise with many more subway routes to show a complete visualization across the city. Figure 2 maps the share of students by census tract who apply to Stuyvesant. The share tends to increase as one gets closer to a top school and lives closer to a public transit option. To be clear, the theme should not be that school choice is unimportant, but that the effective residential location looms quite large. The ability to commute to good schools is not a substitute for residential access to good neighborhoods. Many students are not willing to even apply to top schools when they are far from home. If this sort of topic interests you, we encourage you to read our paper, How Do Students Value an Elite Education? Evidence on Residential Location and Applications to New York City Specialized Schools. For FHFA, I'm Len Costa. Thank you for watching.